So another one of the things that I really wanted to talk about is something that was of deep interest to me when I first moved to our current duty station, which is San Diego, California. We are stationed at one of the bases in the downtown area vicinity. Miramar and some of the other ones are obviously a little bit more far away, so it wouldn't apply to you ladies out there so much. But I kind of just wanted to do a house tour of what we ended up finding and what our experience was finding housing in the San Diego area. So we ended up moving to an area called East Village, which is basically in downtown San Diego, the heart of downtown San Diego. From my house, I'm a short walk away from Horton Plaza Shopping Mall, Fifth Avenue, which is Gaslamp, where all the nightclubs are, Petco Park, which is where the San Diego Padres play, like 2 blocks away from the trolley line, which is our streetcar system here. Numerous buses are right around the corner. Seaport Village, which is a nice little shopping area down along the water in the bay, very close to Coronado Island. The list goes on and on and on. We're even walking distance to Balboa Park and the zoo and all the wonderful historical places up there. So for us, moving to downtown just made a lot of sense. It also cut down on a lot of our bills, surprisingly enough. A lot of people, when they're moving to San Diego, end up in places like Chula Vista or in Mission Valley or some of the outlying areas like that, even North Park and places like that is where a lot of really fun and exciting things are happening. But for us, that just wasn't the right answer. So we ended up in East Village. Some people are not so keen on East Village. It's still very much up and coming, but there's a lot of rich history here, which appealed to us. And there's always free and interesting things going on. So we are actually outside of my apartment right now. I live in a historical building, which as you can see, has got very long corridors. It's a very beautiful building. I love it. At one time it was a church. It is no longer. But right here, we're actually in front of my front door, and I'm going to take you guys in. So let's see how you like it. So this right here is my living room. It is a pretty large space. We got really lucky in that sense. As you can see, it's got very high ceilings. Whoa! These are really tall paintings. Like there's a standard door next to it, and we still have ceiling space to go. So this is my husband's studio space right here. As I've mentioned in other videos, he is an artist first and foremost, and a U.S. military member second. In our life, that's just the priorities. We love America. Of course, that's why he's serving. But his art is really vital to us, and it's an important part of our life. So when we were looking for a place, it was important that we found a place that was inspiring to an artist. So as we go into the studio space, you can see we've got some kind of compact space savers. We've got this cart right here, which he puts a lot of his brushes and pencils that he most frequently uses. You can see right here, there's some of his solvents and his current palette. Here's a portrait that he is working on of me, which is bizarre because he never paints me. A painting he did of his little brother, Richard, who I describe as kind of a muse. He loves painting Richard. Back here is a painting of the church we got married in. It's kind of covered up, so it's hard to see. Let's see, over here, here's his big drafting table. This thing is massive. Some more paintings up on the wall up high. And then we've got storage for his art supplies and his studio lighting underneath his desk. So we try and keep things pretty compact. As we move around, here's kind of where I have my TV. One of my personal favorite features of the house, my Wii U, whoop whoop. I am such a Nintendo person. So as we look up at this wall, the windows are kind of messing with this. So I guess I should move in. It's making it all dark and weird. But this is my gallery wall here. I have a lot of the artwork I collected. This is a beautiful piece that was a gift from my older brother, a wedding gift of me and my husband. I really cherish it. We've got this piece of artwork right here. I bought at Comic-Con last year, so I really, really love that one. It's kind of like a mix between, I don't know, Lana Del Rey and Emma Watson. What do you guys think? The artist didn't sell it as being anyone in particular, but I really like it. It's got good graphite quality to it. Then here is a piece of artwork from a peer of ours in college. It's a topographical map that I believe is of maybe Trillium Lake in Mount Hood, maybe somewhere else. I'm not sure. Any topography fans out there recognize this space? So that's some of that. Over here, we've got, this is my couches in our general living room area. I really, really love these couches. I found them for a steal of a deal, the whole set, the love seat, the 3-seat couch, and this armchair here were $149, no tax, at the Salvation Army around the corner from my house. They're like really beautiful leather, and they've got these super cool legs on them with like brass fixtures. Oh, the little foot thing to protect the floors coming off on that one. I'll need to fix it. The only thing that was wrong with them is they've kind of got like a little bit of damage, like maybe someone had a cat, but I've just been rubbing kind of essential oils into them, and that seems to be helping. Over here, we've got another Salvation Army find. That big tall armoire is actually, I got that last week. We had to move it home on a skateboard 2 blocks away from the Salvation Army. It was like $75 on 75% off. So I'm really excited about that because you never have any guarantees that where you live is going to have good storage. So it's good to have good storage pieces, especially if it's cheap. So you can see I have really high ceilings. And then the staircase right here, we've got a little bit of storage in that area right there, which I use mostly for things I don't get to that often, like Christmas decorations, that kind of crap. As we move up, here's a painting of my husband's grandfather that he made. His name was Bill, and he was also U.S. Navy sailor during World War II. Really wonderful guy who actually just passed away, so rest in peace, Bill. We have that there as kind of a reminder, and I just adore that painting. As we come up the stairs here, we see this is my dog's favorite place in the world. This lumpy basket is a farmer's market basket that I bought years ago, actually, for my vegetables, and she bit off the handle as a puppy and repurposed it into her bed and never chewed up anything else on it ever again. Apparently that's just how she wanted it, and she pretty much lives there. So as we come up, this is my kitchen. I have a love-hate relationship with my kitchen. It's got very limited storage. This is basically all my pantry that I've got. Just that. That's all the cabinets I have, like 5 cabinets total. Really not a whole lot. I've got our stove here, which makes really inconsistent heat. I hate this stove. So I have a lot of cast iron, which really evens out the heat and helps to not burn things. I've got these great windows here, more view of the theater next door. I adore living next to this theater. It's a really cool place to live next to because they're always having interesting concerts. Just the other day, there was a salsa band playing next door. It sounded like the Buena Vista Social Club was literally in my living room. It was so cool. So as we look through here, oh, there's my recycling pile back there. I need a bigger recycling bin, you guys. I hate spending money on that kind of stuff, so it's like always too much because I recycle a lot. So here is my dining room table. I love this table. It's really cool. It's got these neat chairs that pivot. Yeah, it's pretty entertaining. And then I've got some storage right here that I've added into the house. Some pots and pans that I hang right there. Woo. A painting of my adopted brother when he was a little baby boy that he gave to me as a gift. I really love and treasure that. Here's my refrigerator. Super exciting, right? It's got some pictures of, I love photo booths, so here's some pictures of me and my nephew with my husband, me and my husband again, my sister-in-law's wedding invitation, a picture of my best friend and his family, an alligator, another picture of my sister and my nephew, one of my very best friends and her daughter, my dog when she was a puppy. So, oh, Tillamook Cheese Factory. I'm Swiss, so you know we really cherish our cheese. The important things, mostly. I've also got my bathroom right here, which is like, I don't know, I kind of hate this room, so I don't really spend a lot of time in there. It's got absolutely no storage, like no place to put my extra linens or anything like that. But it's a good trade-off for the space that I have here. Like, I love my house so much. Of course, it's got some weird things about it, but it's really not the end of my world if I don't have that much storage. So, as we're coming out of the kitchen, there's another stairway, as you can see. Coming down this stairway, this house kind of reminds me of a tugboat or something. It's an interesting house to live in. I go down these narrow stairs, and it comes into my bedroom. Da-da-da! So, I like my bedroom a lot, I suppose. We've got these big, tall windows and some interesting cabinets right there. When I moved into this room, there was actually no light whatsoever. Like, there was an outlet for the ceiling fixture, but for some reason they'd covered it up. So I did some electrical work and re-added in the light. Over here we've got, I really need a better vanity, but here's where all my sketchbooks and my makeup and stuff is. I've got some weird historical lightning rods over there. I've got this neat pillow that I made when I was a little girl. Apparently my mom didn't teach me that smoking was bad, which is funny because I don't smoke, but I thought it was glamorous as a kid, which I think is pretty naughty. Here's a painting of one of my really best friends. Her name is Kaylee. My husband did this when he was in college. I like this painting a lot, though he's messed with some things on it. He added this black area one night, I think when he'd been drinking, and I don't like it. So here's my bookshelf. My books are some of my most treasured items. I really love them. Over here are some of the pictures from when I married my husband. Woohoo! Let's see, what else do we have over here? Oh, here. This is my air conditioner, which is one of my most beloved gems in life. I adore this thing. I should probably do a whole video just on how much I love my air conditioner. Then over here, this is kind of like an extra room, so it looks a little bit junkier, but there's some of my gardening supplies, extra canvas. I've got my record player over here, as well as some storage for my electronics and stuff. Let's see, what record do we have? I should put this away. It is Stereo Treasury Series, Concerto No. 1 in B flat and minor for piano and orchestra. It's a goodie. Then over here I've got this wonderful weird chair that I really actually need to get rid of on this next move because I never have a house where it fits in quite right, but I adore it. It's weird and it's like super 1950s. I'll be sad to see it go, but it probably should. I've got my big sun umbrella right here. It's got these really cool elephants on it. Hey, umbrella. I should take it to the beach next time because I really hate getting all the sunlight in my eyes. I'm totally a northerner in that sense. Out here we've got my patio. So you can see here I've got I planted some really mean cactus over here on my patio, so that way like there wouldn't be any intruders. When I first moved here I thought that the neighborhood might be sketchier than it was, so I planted a lot of really like thorny, mean plants, but it turned out it's a really good neighborhood and I had nothing to worry about. As we look around here, this is a brand new building that was just built in my neighborhood. It's micro lofts, but no one really lives here yet. So it's been fully furnished with all of this really cool furniture down here in this whole lounge space for a good couple months, but no one's lived here, so I've just been reaping the benefits of it. So it looks really pretty and lit up at night, but there's no one there to annoy me or to puff up smoke into my air or anything like that. Let me see. Right here, this is one of my favorite things. This is my watermelon plant I've been growing. You can see it's got, focus, it's got these beautiful little blossoms on it. And it's actually, let me see if I can focus on it. Nope, it's not going to focus on it. It's being a jerk. But it's actually got little watermelons growing on it. As we look over here, focus. Oh, this thing's being stubborn. As we look over here, you can kind of see some more of my flowers. I've got my banana plant here. I've got some tomatillos. All kinds of different plants, really. Oh, there it goes focusing. Now it's better. Got some sunflowers starting up. I've grown lots of sunflowers since I've been here. One of my favorite things here, let me see if I can find it. Where are you? This is a Mexican sour cucumber plant, and it makes these adorable little cucumbers that actually look like miniature watermelons, and they're kind of sour and good for salads and things. Got here, I've got my passion flower vine, which I'm really quite fond of. When I first moved here, I kept planting all kinds of pollinating plants, hoping that maybe I would see like hummingbirds or nature a little bit more, and there was just nothing, and I was so depressed. And then as I came to live here, literally just last night for the very first time, I saw a hummingbird. So I'm really excited. It makes me feel like what I'm doing here is starting to work with attracting nature, and it's really, really cool. These are my sweet peas. I've got some other plants I'm starting right here. Hi guys. A lot of things have a hard time starting from seed in San Diego. I don't really know why. It's just because it's too hot. As you can see down here, I've got some of my other neighbors have kind of junkier patios. It's the outside of my building, and here's my view. In between this building and that building is the Padres Stadium, so when they have fireworks, I can actually see the fireworks go off, and it's really, really beautiful. This brick building right here used to be the original public library to San Diego, and then ours was a Baptist church so it's kind of interesting. It's really beautiful. Let's see what else we've got here. Oh, my herbs, because it's kind of hard to find fresh herbs at the grocery store here in San Diego for anything less than an arm and a leg. And then, since I have such limited patio space, one of the things that I kind of invented for myself is, let me see, I'm being risky right now. You can see I have these paint cans right here, where my watermelon's growing, and where my tomato is growing, and I just zip tied those to the outside of my patio so that I wouldn't have to take up any more floor space. So as we look through here, I also I installed a security light when I was still more afraid of security. It's battery powered, it's pretty awesome, and it turns on with motion. And then I've got my little patio set for eating dinners with my husband, which is pretty cool. And then as we close that door, I've got here, oops, this is one of my security devices. I kind of, like I said, at first I was a little afraid of my neighborhood because like when I moved in, I saw things like this deadbolt, and I was like, wow, that's kind of concerning. Like, why would my house need a big deadbolt like this? Is it dangerous? And I think maybe it just used to be a more dangerous neighborhood, and now it's not. But so I installed some security devices for that purpose. So basically, now that brings us to the end of this video. I hope you guys really enjoyed it.